Because there's no utility hookup at the property, I started looking into ways to provide some water to clean things up, to water plants, to spray for mosquitoes. I started looking up water barrels or rain barrels on the internet and found some cool ideas. I started with some plastic 55-gallon drums and used pieces of tarp just to see if I could catch some water, and the initial idea worked. The next step was to figure out how to move the water once I catch it, so I bought a submersible pump. This is me sticking it in my trailer after some rain and proving that it moves water pretty well. After my first test, I decided to attach my garden hose to it just to make sure I can move the water the way I want. I found that my old garden hose was in pretty poor condition and the pump wasn't pushing water through it, so I ended up cutting it short just to make sure that the process was going to be successful. As you can see, using the shorter hose worked pretty well and I got a lot of water pressure. It allowed me to pump water that got caught in my trailer into the rain barrel, which speeds up the process because trying to fill up a 55-gallon drum with rain caught on a tarp takes a really long time. Being able to pump the water off of my trailer is also pretty convenient. That way I don't have to dump it every couple of days and it doesn't grow mosquitoes. I used a small portable generator to power the pump, which is nice because it means the whole setup can be mobile and I can use rain barrels throughout my property. Here's an example of a good use of the rain barrel. I've got the pump hooked up to some mosquito spray, and in eastern North Carolina, this is a very necessary process. Another great use for rain barrel water is powering a splash pad. You can see Davis is very excited to set everything up. I'm not using any of this as drinking water, just as a source of water for fun projects, and you can see here, Davis definitely has fun with it. To expedite the filling of one of the rain barrels on a different part of my property, I decided to get creative and I started pumping water from a giant mud puddle after a rainstorm. The process worked surprisingly well. I placed the pump on a rock so the bottom of it isn't directly pulling any mud. I also have it sitting in a filter bag that keeps larger debris out of the mechanism. The puddle I was pumping water out of didn't seem very big, but I was shocked to find that I completely filled the water barrel. In addition to using the submersible pump, I found a hand pump that you could stick on the top of a 55-gallon drum. This made it convenient when you didn't feel like setting everything up and plugging in the generator if you just wanted to wash your hands or rinse off something. You only have to pump the manual pump a few times to get the water flowing. After that, it starts a siphon effect and you can move a bunch of water with pretty low effort. Eventually, I want to install a driven point pump on the property. But for now, this setup works really well.